How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CEI Camber Energy. It had quite the pullback in the market when it reached a high of $1.98, getting down to as low as $1. If you guys remember what I said in my previous video, there's a good chance we can get a spike, especially if we get above $1.50. And what do I always say? Always protect your profits. We'll talk about where I see this stock going into tomorrow. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for CEI. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $1.24, being down 3.13%. On the low, it tested $1, and then on the high, testing $1.98. When we take a look at our volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 708.621 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 227.354 million shares. So what we noticed with this above average volume, we did deal with a good amount of selling pressure. We had a sell-off soon as when Biden had his meeting, but we were able to actually close above $1.22, which is a level I was talking about yesterday. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 74.44. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we're above the 21-day EMA as well as for the 50-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 100-day. And yes, you do see this big red candle here, like I was saying from the previous sell-off, but we were able to hold up the $1.20 level. So going into tomorrow, if a $1.20 breaks, then of course we want to see if we can hold up support like we did when we had the sell-off right at the bottom to hold up the $1 level. This will be very key. As long as we're staying above the 200-day moving average, which is at 94 cents, things still continue to look good for CEI. The moment we break through this 200-day moving average, then we could possibly pull back, and then we want to see if we could hold up support right here around 80 cents. So these are some levels you're going to want to keep an eye on. But as long as oil prices continue to go up, I feel like CEI is one of those plays you want to keep on your watch list. Now, let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for CEI. So for the off-exchange short volume ratio, it's at 58.30%. And then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 222.54 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 0, updated 3 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, at the max of the day, it was at 2.40%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 4th, it was at 51.62. And then for the close of the 7th, being at 58.30. So what this shows us right away, CEI does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CEI. So we see on the inflow, it's at 216, and then on the outflow, it's at 220. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large, we had 18.23. On the medium, we had 137, and then on the small, we have 61.34. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 18.44. On the medium, it was 148, and then on the small, it was 55.69. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, March the 8th, we had a negative outflow of 0.2 million, and then on the 7th, a negative outflow of 2.2 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying then we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying, but it was very close. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 285.18%. So no surprises there. We already know how volatile a penny stock like CEI is. And taking into consideration as far as for the whole oil and energy sector, it did witness quite the pullback. It was a perfect example of buy the rumor, sell the news. We had Joe Biden that came out, started speaking, said, hey, yes, we are putting that ban on Russia and we're going to be focusing on other alternatives. And a few of those alternatives had to deal with clean energy. So let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for CEI Camber Energy, we had quite a volatile day inside of the market, I must say. But one thing that was very clear, remember what I said in the previous video, you want to see support hold at $1.22. Today, where did we close? We closed at $1.24. So what this shows me right away, CEI may not be finished as of yet. When it pulled back to $1, we saw there was a lot of demand in the market, there was a lot of buying, and of course, it pushed the stock back up. And then the last time I checked inside of the after hours, it is now trading at $1.31. And here's the thing that we have to remember. Oil is going to continue to be a concern. Prices are going to continue to go up. So as far as CEI is concerned, you want to keep this play on your radar. There's a very good chance it will run up again. And the moment it gets back above $1.50, of course, let's see if it could actually get past $2. And this makes me want to bring up the next point that I want to make sure I share. If you had a strategy to sell at $2, remember for next time, you never ever want to choose $2. There's many people that are going for that level. And the way these algos work, you're better off selling at $1.97 or $1.98. I feel this is a strategy that works very well. You never want to go to the whole number. Yes, I did mention $1.98, but that is still below $2 and there's still a good chance that your order will get hit. You have to think about it. If there's other traders looking at that same number of $2 or there's a lot of orders to sell at $2, then there's a good chance, and it does happen quite often, your order may not get filled, especially in a volatile stock. So remember that for next time, because I did get a message from a gentleman that was saying, Dre, I wanted to sell at $2 and the stock just got right below it. I was unable to really maximize my gains, but I still ended up protecting some profit since I had my stop loss around $1.70. So this is why I say having a strategy is key, and you have to take experiences like these and learn from them. This is very crucial to become a better trader in these choppy markets. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So that's why I'm saying I am not counting out CEI as of yet. The only time I see a lot of weakness, unless we break through that $1 level and go below 94 cents, then I'll be like, you know what, things do look a bit concerning, because then it will be below the 200-day moving average and officially it will start looking bearish. So this is one thing you're going to want to add to your homework and as well as your due diligence. But as far as the performance I see from CEI as this week continues, hey, I'm looking for some strength. I'm looking for us to make another move up going into tomorrow and as well as for the rest of the week. And if we don't get that, and maybe you might be wanting to trade this play, always remember, have a stop loss. Use risk management. This is very key. There's many people trying to get profits out of the oil and energy sector, and you want to make sure that you come out on top. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.